Kids and cadets, thanks for coming out. Welcome to my old and new subscribers. I hope you're having a good day today. Enjoying my retirement. So, the gentleman that had stopped and talked to my neighbor and said he had mowers, a stash of mowers, pressure washers, etc., etc. I reached out to him. His name is Lee. So, I made arrangements to visit. I saw what he had, gave him an offer, and then unloaded my truck and trailer. Went out and I scooped up the goods. So we're going to do a little quick walk around of my stash. $150 worth of junk. So you guys got to tell me if I schnookered myself. Dino thinks it's going to work out, and Clucky does too. But you guys have to decide because you're the professionals. I'm just a shade tree mechanic working under a hurricane tattered oak tree. So this happens to be, I think, a 2003 Weed Eater 1. I'm kind of confused about this thing. I worked on one of these a couple years ago for a customer. I think it was just carb work. I kind of forget, but I remember this cheesy plastic setup here on the Weed Eater 1. It's got an 8.75 Briggsy. So it was part of my value of this whole lot. I put 150, 100 of the 150 on this Weed Eater rider. So when I looked at it, it had flats and it wasn't moving. We tried to push it. Our rear tires were sunk in the dirt. So when I came back the second time with the truck, we tried moving it again, and the rear wheels would not move. I thought maybe it was because of rust. So we kind of both lifted the rear end and used the front tires as the rolling tires. So I kind of looked at it again and realized it's a hydrostatic transmission. I didn't know that. I didn't know these little green turds were hydrostatic. So I moved the lever up and it rolls, but with the flats. It was still rolling rough, and I didn't see this. Tires blown out that shot, so it'll need one tire there. Somebody's put a Harbor Freight tire there. It should have a straight tread like that. Didn't have the key, but I bought a 10-pack of these. There's a dirt gobber that's built a nest in there. So I was kind of looking at this before I got you and noticed it's also a pull start. So I says, well, why do they have the key start? And then I see the starter. So I was looking and looking, trying to figure out where the battery goes, and I can't find where the battery goes. This looks like this is the connection for the battery. There's an inline fuse here. So if it's got this clip on, it takes a small 12-volt battery. But where does it sit? I don't see any mounting places for a battery to sit. It doesn't go under the seat. There's no compartment for that. So this is the WE261. Whiskey Echo 261. I'll put that down below. So I figured 100 on this. If I can get it going, maybe 300 during season. These are the cheapest things you can buy at Home Depot and Lowe's. I think they're what, 900 to 1,000 now, if I'm not mistaken. And the bigger machines are 3 to 4,000. So let's take a walk around. I'll show you the rest of the stuff. All this stuff was under a blue tarp, so I basically counted mowers. I had 2 complete, 3, a baby 24, and a half complete Turo recycler, and a Honda deck. So I figured, well, 40 for the 4 complete, and then the rest of the junk I'll show you I gave $10 for. That was my pricing. So I says 150, and he didn't squawk, because he got all this stuff for free from a buddy of his that's not doing good. So Kohler front wheel drive. This one looks complete. 2015 maybe. Husky. We got 2 fat wheel lawn boys. Tecumseh on this one, and a Briggs on that. And the Turo that's stripped down. And then the baby 20, notice there's no string on it, so that needs some work. So that's for the mowers. Let me bring you around and show you the rest. So it's missing the guard, pull cord, and I don't know what happened here. Oh, missing the dipstick. They just stuck some foil in there. So Harvey was messing with this thing. Okay, no pull, safety brake, pull cable. So it needs a couple of things, but this will get me my money back. If I can sell this for 120, I'm only underwater for 30 bucks. So I'm sure I can get 30 for something else. So he had a couple of saws. I don't know this Piney brand, but I was kind of looking at this, and it appears to be a China knockoff of some sorts. He had 2018. It's got a bunch of China emissions control stuff. 45cc. So I've seen these on AliExpress and Temu. They just come up with a funny name. So they're just China knockoffs. Other than it being dirty, this thing doesn't look like it's beat up. There's a lot of meat still on the chain. So I'm sure getting a carb for this won't be too difficult. Got some sort of EPA emissions thing. Takes 40 to 1 on the mixture. 113 decibels. So what's this? A still copycat. Takes an NGK torch. So I'm kind of curious if we can get this thing going. Like I said, it doesn't look bad. So blower, Tanaka blower. I don't see too many of these around. This doesn't look too bad. It was sitting under a blue tarp. I told him I would get rid of the tarp for him. It's all beat up. This stuff was sitting outside. The hurricane beat this up. It got sun dried. I'm going to put it in my trash. Told him I'd take it. Another saw, home light, 14-inch. Looks complete, 33cc. What else? Oh, I saw this Echo PB200. I think I've gone through one or two of these. This PB200's kind of popular. I've seen a lot of these, and there's a lot of aftermarket carbs. Home light, HB 100, um, Kawasaki, Weed Eater, no Edger, Ryobi 2-cycle, just the half shaft, Husky 125 Bravo Victor with the snout. So Dino's holding this one down, Poulon. When I had taken the lid off, it was down like that. I lifted the lid and it was full of water. Water was up to here, maybe from the storm. So I drained off the water. You could see the rust on the bar. So I don't know if it's going to be worth it to mess with this thing. Small limb saw, Shreveport, Louisiana. So this might be an older one if it was made domestically. 2.3 cubic inch. Serial number. So I got some 2-cycle shit to work on, which I'm not totally excited about. So what else? We got a 5500 watt Generac generator. Parts missing, no carb. Recoil's gone. The generator head is still attached. I noticed that tires have a Turo number, so somebody's put lawnmower tires on this and they seem to work. So maybe I can swipe the wheels. We got a Win pressure washer, 2800. No hose or wand. I just roll these things on. I don't even mess with them. We've got a MTD edger missing the carb. Just a little Briggsy 3.5. So it's the metal gas tank with the pulse jet carb. I have a bunch of those around. And what's this? Kohler pressure washer, no wand, no hose. Don't know anything about that. So there you go. That's everything I showed you. 150 basically for all this junk. So this is going to take me forever to go through, but I see potential in some of the stuff. Looks like it's hardly been used. And like I said, this is a popular carb. Sees the bulb cracked. No, bulb's still squishy. So I guess that's all I can show you. Got a Husky lawnmower, 2 lawn boys, rider, which will be a good seller next season. I just got to maybe look for a YouTube video, find out where they store this small battery. It's kind of crazy unless it sits up here on the plastic, but I doubt it. I don't see a tray. Maybe you guys know. You would figure there'd be a tray to hold it. I mean, it's got to be electric start. They give you the ignition switch and they don't put this on here for nothing. That starter costs something. So where does the stupid battery go? Anyway, that's my quick walk around of the $150 pile of junk. You guys have a good day today. Appreciate you coming out. Please tip your waitress and wait staff. I gotta find a home for all this crap. Adios, amigos.